There is a secret about Lionel Messi that most highlight reels will never show. As a child, he was so small that doctors feared he might never grow enough to play professional football. Imagine a boy in a dusty neighborhood in Rosario, dreaming under a street lamp, while everyone around him measured him by rules he could not meet. The great paradox is that the man who would later dance around defenders and bend the world to his will began life measured in centimeters and doubts. This is not just a tale of talent. It is a story of fragile flesh defying the calculations of medicine and fortune.
In the early years, there was a silence thicker than any stadium roar. Parents noticed his appetite to chase a ball before he could read the numbers on shirts. But when he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, the sound of possibility changed. Consultations followed. They told his family the treatment was expensive and the chances were uncertain. Scouts from local clubs saw potential, but the numbers on medical reports made decisions for them. The boy who could spin past defenders in alley matches was rejected and underestimated. There were nights when the family counted coins in hopes in equal measure. The world did not yet know how to measure resilience. Only setbacks stood clear. Coaches who valued immediate size over delicate skill passed. Children who mocked his small frame became unknowing opponents of his destiny. Every refusal built a hidden fire within him. He learned to listen more to the ball than to the voices that dismissed his future. Where others saw limitation, he began to map possibility. Fortune has a quiet way of arriving through choices and persistence. A football club with wide vision offered not only a chance, but a promise to pay for the treatment if the boy would come. At 13, Lionel Messi made the long leap across the ocean to Barcelona. It was a gamble of a family and a city that wanted to shape a prodigy. Training grounds smelled like fresh grass and relentless ambition. Coaches who once overlooked him now saw a different currency. His technique was a compass, and his low center of gravity became an advantage, not an obstacle. He trained until the early light softened, and he studied the game until mistakes turned into memory. Injury and exhaustion tested him. But work and small mercies transformed the medical verdicts into a new equation. He grew not only in body but in courage. His first goals were not just numbers in a ledger. They were proof that a life negotiated with struggle can be redeemed by devotion. Opportunity met preparation, and suddenly, the boy who had been measured by scarcity was being measured by impact.
If you feel inspired by the grit and heart of Lionel Messi, please press the like button below and share this story with someone who needs a reminder that greatness often begins in shadow. Your support helps more stories like this reach the light.
When the world finally saw Lionel Messi on the grandest stages, the effect was not only personal glory. It rippled across football culture and beyond. Teams began to ask different questions about scouting and development. Was raw power the only path, or could intelligence, artistry, and craft matter more than mere size? Clubs invested in youth academies with a new humility. Parents who had been told to limit dreams for small children found proof that a different path was possible. Tactically, the game shifted too. Coaches learned to value positional creativity, close ball control, and the courage to attempt the unlikely. Youngsters in barrios and suburbs watched clips and imagined themselves as creators, not just athletes. On the global stage, his World Cup success placed a seal on a narrative that talent nurtured can heal national longing. Nations that had watched him as an Argentine boy now claimed him as a mirror for what a country could be when passion met discipline. His influence touched fashion, art, even language. Celebrations borrowed his shapes, and advertisers sold the myth of the quiet genius. Yet the most profound change was invisible. Messi taught millions how to measure success differently. It is not only in trophies and records, but also in how a person moves through obstacles with dignity and focus.
In the end, Lionel Messi remains both a myth and a man. A boy who was told his body might limit his dreams, and a man who rewrote what those limits meant. We remember the goals and the gestures. We remember the nights he carried a team and the days he chose humility over bluster. But the deepest lesson is about faith in the slow work of becoming. If you think about your own life, where do you see a small seed waiting to become a forest? Write your thoughts in the comments below and tell us which moment of Lionel Messi changed the way you see possibility.